Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're going to be checking out the Molotov. I haven't looked at this ship on a video at least since it was launched. We got Dmitry Dewey, reduces their ability to angle against our AP shells. Yamamoto increases the AP shells penetration. Slot 3, of course, we got AP pen and damage enhancements. So all AP build here, very powerful, AP shells coming out of this thing. That's what you're going to be wanting to look for. This game, though, we're going to be focusing more on cruiser survivability. Like a lot of the Russian cruisers, if the battleships start shooting the Molotov, the game ends. Okay, so we're going to want to be using island cover, making sure there's an island blocking the battleship's ability to hit us. Okay, so that's kind of the key to these, especially a lot of the newer Russian cruisers. Compare this to the Tier 5 Gorky, which I think is one of the more fragile ships in the game. This will give you kind of an idea of what we're looking to do here. Spawn over here on A. We got the Mahan in front of us. Hopefully he's going to get into the cap spot. We're going to try and get behind that island more or less directly, not the huge island all the way to the south of us, but the other fairly big island that we're kind of pointing to on the map there. That's the position we're trying to get to. Then we can cut off the ability of the battleships to shoot at us. We can shoot into A and then hopefully kill any destroyers or cruisers that are moving in. We got AP loaded here. It's an age-old debate. Do you want to start with AP or HE in the guns? Assuming both are effective shells for you, you can make a case for both. HE, you're going to have guaranteed damage. If you hit the thing, it doesn't really matter what angle it is. AP, though, a lot of times when the ships are deploying, they'll be kind of horizontal. And if we have these shells loaded, we might be able to capitalize and get a big hit right off the bat here. So, man, it's looking like he's going behind this island here. That's going to be kind of slow his ability down to get into the play, but he's actually going to drop smoke here and then he's going to play the cap, which is a good position. I usually don't recommend destroyers smoking up their random teammates because they very rarely, usually they'll sail through it or they won't understand how to utilize it, so it's often a waste. And as a destroyer, you're going to want that smoke to protect yourself when things get hot, but since he lays it down for us, we are able to utilize it. If they launch a plane, we'll probably get spotted, especially if we shoot, but until that happens, this smoke is blocking the PE's line of sight, the Furutaka as he moves out. Keeping an eye on the Hatsuhara, we'll keep checking the torp indicator to see which way he's moving. But the Furutaka, he's moving out here, and we've continued to keep the AP in the barrels. And the flatter he goes, the more likely we are to do some critical damage like that right there. So that's what we're looking for. We got 6 over pens, 1 actual pen, and the Citadel shot. So decent salvo there. He's down to about just over 2/3 of his health. Team piling on. Furutaka not looking long for this world. So, utilizing the smoke that's blocking the line of sight with the Furutaka and that island, the battleship that PE could probably still lob a shell on us, and you can see we are plane spotted here. Got to keep an eye on it. Of course, Kuznetsov doesn't have the twist and track, or the ingenious perk, so we won't know for sure that we're being targeted. Barring either game awareness or getting hit by shells coming in. PE pushing into the cap aggressively here. We do have AP loaded, so we'll discharge and then switch to the HE. Now we're for sure going to be utilizing this island. I want to keep, I'm thinking about pulling back here, trying to be able to continue to lob over here. But the closer he gets, Russian cruisers, of course, we got very flat firing arcs, so we're not going to be able to lob shells into that. I don't want to push directly into him because he can blow us up with one pull the trigger at any moment. So going to be in a situation here where we're not firing for, I don't know, a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Not ideal, of course, but I am trying to cut off this Hatsuhara. I'm thinking to myself, maybe he's going to squeak off and try and either come around here and torp something, try and fight the man, or just disengage. The PE is getting kind of wrecked. So if the Hatsuhara is paying attention, he's probably thinking to himself, okay, there's a good chance our support's going to be all dead here, and then we're going to be in trouble. So we got some torps coming out there, and it looks like it might have potentially been a blind fire from the last time we were plane spotted. Maybe guessing that we'd come through that gap, but now he's being spotted here, and we're going to pop the torp thing once again. We can see he's 5.8, and the thing was suggesting, 6.5, 6 kilometers. Now it's less than this distance, 6 kilometers, or 5.6. Basically, we can see if he's going away from us or towards us. We can see he stopped dead in the water, and boom, down goes his health by about 2/3. And that's a nasty shot. Maybe one more of those. We're hoping to get a kill on him. but he's in serious trouble at this point in time. He needs to get out of here. Gets lucky. He's got about 2 HP left. We do have him on fire. We knocked out all of his mods. He did pop the damage con. Secondary fire coming in from one of our teammates, and he does manage to get away, though. So I'm keeping an eye on this PE. Sure, we should have launched the torps there just to be safe, but I'm assuming we can kill him here. Aim for the back of the ship. Usually the front and the back are a little bit more lightly armored. Middle of the ship, heavily armored, so we want to guarantee to get the kill there. And now we got to assume, for our own sake, potentially the Hatsuhara did get some torps off, and we want to get on this cap. As you can see, we're up 2 ships. Take a look at the score, though. The lead is barely there, and it's withering very quickly. And now that they've killed another ship, boom, they're back in the lead there. So want to stop the bleeding. They got A, they got B. Once we get on A here, now they're no longer getting those points. And take a shot at the Hatsuhara. Want to get a shot at the Farragut as well when he's visible. Take out the Hatsuhara. And now currently they're still getting income from B, of course. Our team working on getting C. They're winning that side. But in terms of actually capturing the cap, we need to get that taken care of as quickly as possible. I'm going to keep firing at this Farragut. If we can kill both of their destroyers, I would trade my cruiser in that case. If one of the battleships over on the other side of the map want to whack me in exchange for killing this thing, that'd be fine. Fire makes him reappear, of course. Whenever you are set on fire, your visibility to the enemy goes up, I believe, by 10%. So lighting a ship on fire, you can often expect it to, at least briefly, reappear there. Saw some shots coming in from audience right, and looking on the map, it looks like whatever that cruiser is the most likely culprit. So we're trying to pull forward here. Once again, I want to get as close to this island as possible. We did manage to capture the base, but the island on the far right-hand side of the screen there, when we zoom out, that's going to be providing us cover from these battleships, because once again, we got the Queen, we got the Mutsu downrange, and as we begin to shoot them, of course, that may draw their attention here. So we want to maintain the ability to shoot until we can verify that they're aiming at us, switch over to the AP when we got them broadside here, test out what sort of damage we can get, and pretty decent. He does begin to angle away there. But now you can see we're basically still maintaining the ability to protect ourselves. Here comes the Laga. He's got just shy of half of his health. We're fully angled. He's got the AP loaded, no damage there, which is fine. But he's broadside to us. Now we're going to attack him with AP. The French cruisers, you never really know what you're going to get with the AP because they got the spaced armor, of course. Did have a nice attack, kind of a preemptive torp on the side of that island, which is a really nice shot. And he does whack us there. If he would have hit us with both, I think we actually would have died there. So nice torpedo attack there. But unfortunately for him, me and the battleship behind us combine to take him down. So now we got a sizable lead here, but take a look at the score. Once again, we're not crushing them in terms of the score, and that's because they had 2 caps to 0 for the majority of the game. We've switched that around. We now have 2 to 1, but they still hold the center, and numerically they have more ships around C. So it's possible to likely that they might be able to clear those guys out and recapture C. Luckily, though, we do take the Mutsu down, and that still leaves the destroyer, the battleship. Our destroyer is moving into B. And now what are we thinking of? What can we do in this situation? We're behind the play, of course. We're trying to get back into the play. But what are the options the enemy has? They got that unknown destroyer. He could either go on to C, try and capture the base, nuke the battleship, or he could recognize B's being captured and say to himself, there's that last destroyer. If we can get him, that might be the swing that we need. Because keep in mind, they've built up a lot of points in the background. They don't really need to do much. They need to kill 1 or 2 ships to be firmly back in the lead here. So if they can kill the destroyer, that kind of takes away some of our wiggle room, forces us to make some moves that perhaps we don't want to do. So I'm guessing he could potentially be moving into B. I want to get basically as far forward as I can. We'd like the battleship in our firing range to be able to support there, but I also want access to that gap. You can see right to the northeast of where our destroyer is located. That's likely where he's going to be coming through. So we're trying to pull forward here so we'd have shots into that position. Might as well shoot at the Nevada. We wait until he's barely in our range, then the game will select him. That puts the circle around his ship icon. Accuracy of the guns goes way up when the ship's selected. So we wait for that, pull the trigger, get some HE damage here, and luckily the Mayhem does a great job, kills the Farragut, but he did make the play that we were kind of predicting, and if we were moving just a little bit farther far forward here, we would have had the shot into him and able to help out in that situation. But nonetheless, the team piles on here in the Nevada. Not going to be too long for this world. So hopefully, the takeaways from this game, I think, are just kind of playing those islands and making sure that we have access to cover. Doesn't mean we have to be behind cover the entire time, but when we're fighting the battleships or the battleships have shots for us, we want to be able to get behind those islands as quickly as possible, because as soon as they decide they want to kill us, if we're caught in the open and they hit us, then they will kill us. So that's kind of the key to a lot of these more brittle cruisers. You got to be utilizing the island cover. So that's going to do it for that one, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. We got lots of World of Warships. It's coming all the time for you. Questions, comments, leave them below. I do love to hear from you guys, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.